Hello there, me hearties, and Dinky-Doo to you. A very, very good evening to you. It's just me, Scottie McClue, and we are, of course, live podcasting, live streaming on YouTube, one of the world's great streaming platforms, YouTube, of course. Lovely, lovely to have you with us, and a very, very warm welcome. We're with you now for a good old chat, so if you're in lockdown and or you're out and about, or anything at all, do feel free to come on and have a chat. Lovely, lovely to be with you. And of course, welcome, I say. Great to have you with us. I'm just going to get the sharing started quite early tonight. I think that's quite important. So there we go. Wonderful stuff. And we will get sorted then. Right. So you could come on. And you've got to join in the sharing as well, of course. That's very important. There's J-Dog, Dinky-Doo, Scotty, and Idan, Jahiz, I say. Oh, Jahiz, it's me, Scottie McClue. Fantastic. Hello, Scotty, says Scottish Pride. What a superb title. I had to ban somebody who made a comment last night just because the title of their account was disgraceful. That sort of thing. So you might get a ban if you've not titled your account with decency and thoughtfulness. Excellent stuff. Lovely to have you with us. And I will be looking a little bit to the side just as time goes on because we have so much to get on with and so much to talk about. And we've only got a couple of hours and it passes in a flash. So there you are. Ednan says, well done, Ednan. Good to have you with us. J-Dog says, I hope my title's decent. J-Dog, everything about you is decent. So there you are. You're a decent human being. Dinky-Doo, 8 o'clock sharp, says ABC. Oh, yes. Yes, nothing gets past me, ABC. How was the stream last night? So Scottish Pride. It was fantastic, Scottish Pride. And we're building, you see, remember, it's very, very early days. And I think you've got to be sensible about that. There's no point in saying, oh, for goodness sake, I thought it'd be a bit better than that. These kind of people will never, ever be satisfied, and you're better without them. I once said to a very senior manager in industry, I mentioned a name to him, and I said, was he very good? He went, no, not at all, quite the reverse. You were better without him. So you're always better without negative people. So there you go. Moaning minis, I say. Doubting Thomases. Give us a thumbs up. Everybody that's watching, give us one of these. So excellent stuff. A thumbs up. And are you all still in lockdown? Are you out and about? Do tell me. Are you out for your exercise with your phone? You think, oh, there's Scottie McClue. Any more idiots on yesterday? So there was that Jenny one. Oh, that Jenny one. She got banned at the end for crossing a line. She didn't know where the lines were. Come on, guys, more thumbs up. Which way is it? Tell me, is it that way? ABC says, in lockdown. J-Dog says, was down at the Battery Park in Greenock today. I was shocked to see flocks of youths congregating together. Very, very silly. If we're not careful, there will be a spike in the virus and it will go up again. Other way, Scotty. So not that one, that one. Is that the one we want, right? So that's my right hand. Does it look like my right hand? You will see that as my left. Is my right hand on my left? No? Do tell. But we need these. So can everybody give it one of these? And can everybody subscribe? And guys, lots and lots of sharing. I popped up live on Facebook this morning just to let everybody know what was happening. I was hunting an ice cream van today in the car and I found it. Well done, Scottish Pride. So there we are. What have we got here? So much chat. Voors says, you're a boomer. Is that a compliment? I say. More than just youths, says Idnan. Absolutely. There was everybody there, was there? Come on. So these, give it the thumbs up. How's that? How should I do it? That. So can everybody watching give it one of these? Yes? Is that the way? Is that what it looks like? I don't know. There. Who can remember a television commercial that went, book early? Who can remember that? Scotty, I unsubscribed because you asked me to share private information. No verse. I would never ask anybody to share private information. So you don't unsubscribe. So you get subscribing. Very, very important. I would never ask anybody to share anything private. So there we are, verse. I'm just wondering, verse, if you're a force for good or if we get rid. What do you think? Can you behave? There we are. Or do we get rid? But everybody gets subscribing. Very important. Wonderful stuff. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you've just joined me, you're watching Scottie McClue. We're live streaming on YouTube. It's the 4th of our podcasts. Can you see the title? I am. Are you a force for good, verse? Well, you need to prove it. James Hasty is with us. Fantastic. James is giving it that. Wonderful. One of these. Superb. Everybody else, can you give it a like, please? Very important. Comfort break already. Roasting hot in the studio tonight, guys. Very, very warm. So there we go. So, quick comfort break. Always very, very important. Let's go, says Idnan. Absolutely, Idnan. Come on, guys. You don't seem to be clicking like. Can you see the wee thumb up? All right, you'll see it down bottom left of the screen. Is that right, guys? You'll see that, and we can get going. Right, I'm going to get sharing. We need to get sharing. Share, 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 share. There we are. Have you told everybody about this podcast? Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. Grow the show. Because the more people that join us, the better the show. No surprises there, I say. Right, that's that. I'm going to start sending this around big time. Excellent. There we go. I'll pop it into the... just put live now. Join us. Yep. Absolutely. Live. Scottie McClue live now. That do us. Live now. Yep. Okay. I don't mind this at all. Sorry for looking down. I know I should actually put the keyboard up. So there we are, live now at YouTube. And if you can do your sharing, that would be superb. Absolutely superb. There we go. And that's the other one. Wonderful. And another one. Wonderful. Right. What I'll do, you should be able to see this, guys. Let me see if I shared that. Did it share? Not sure if it shared. Wait to see. Wait to see. We'll check now. Right. If you could do the same, that would be just tremendous. I'm not sure that one took there. You know, sometimes it just flies away. It just goes. Scottie McClue, live now. I'm just going to do it again. It won't do any harm to have two, will it? I don't think so. Never had a problem so far. Scottie McClue live now. And we'll just put in... Yep. Lovely. Yes. Right. Okay, guys. So that's us. And this is a big share this, but you can share the others with me. We can get on and work out what's best to do. Okay, so, and you can share all that with me, if that's okay with you. Yay. And I'll just copy that, pop that up, that's gone. Okay, that should let everybody on YouTube know that we are on here big style. And if you could do the same, that would be superb. And I'll let everybody know on Facebook that we are streaming live on YouTube just for you, Dinky-Doo, Scottie McClue. And then back to all your points. Let's find out what is what. Is this not superb? As all sharing Friday night together worldwide. I just find that amazing. Absolutely amazing. So now that won't do. So I'll take that out there. Wonderful. Okay, I'll take that out. No problem. Right, I'm going to take that out and I'll shove this on as well. Facebook. So we're just kind of letting everybody know, guys, that we're on. If you could do all the sharing as well, that would be absolutely outstanding. Right. J-Dog, I feel bad for you with your psoriasis in your hands. I had psoriasis on my arms. Terrible. No, J-Dog, never, ever, ever feel bad for me because it was a present from my late father, who was one of the loveliest men on God's earth. It's a genetic thing. And, I've had that all my life, and it is just not a problem. So there you are. To have the father that I had, it's a very, very small thing, the psoriasis. I can tell you that. And a lot of people will remember him. People that you know will remember my father. Wonderful man. Verse says, what's that? Will we have a water shortage, says Ednan. Where are you based, Ednan? Tell me, and I will put it out to the nation. Hello there, says a good pizza. And Vurs is on with us tonight. Yes, we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hello, Scottie McClue, Dinky-Doo, says the wonderful Sean Gowdy. Sean, lovely to have you with us. I noticed you were with us on the YouTube live stream, the Facebook live stream as well this morning. So there we are. So thank you for that. Tell everybody, tell 10 to tell 10. Green Goblin, good evening. Scottie McClue, Dinky-Doo, with an extra do on the top. Wonderful, a bit like ice creams. Do you remember a 99? Was that not a double cone with a flake? Was that right? A double, yes, fantastic. And last night somebody asked me about a pokey hat. And a pokey hat was a cone, of course. And I can remember being a wee boy with my grandfather, and he took me a walk on a Sunday. He stayed in Ardrishig in Argyll, and the shops were all shut on a Sunday except for the cafe and a wee sweetie shop up the bank. Hold on. Comfortably. Whoa. And I can remember we walked into Loch Gilpid, and we had, see what I just said there, Loch Gilpid. People know I know it well. That's the way to say it, isn't it? And I walked into Loch Gilpid. The national news might say Loch Gilphead. And my grandfather went into the cafe and he said, could he have a pokey hat and a slider? And a slider was a wafer, because you put it into a slide, you put in the wafer, you put the ice cream in, you put a wafer on top, and you slid it out of the aluminium slide. So a pokey hat and a slider. They are excellent. But, do be careful if you're out with somebody and you say, do you fancy a pokey hat or a slider? Excellent. Right. Brah, my chat's broken, says Vurs. No, brah, it has to be fixed. And there we are. Looks, it's buffering. It is, Vurs, your chat is buffering. Your message loading. I'll wait, says a good pizza. What computer are you using, says Scottish Pride. Excellent, we love that name, Scottish Pride. I'm just going to do a wee bit more sharing. We're into the share. Sorry if that took a wee bit of delay there, guys. But if you could tell everybody, tell 10 to tell 10, what on earth is going on? And if you've just joined us, you've chanced upon this podcast, and you said, what on earth is going on? You're watching Scottie McClue, the world's top broadcaster, the first lord of the internet, the world's most humble man, and here I am talking to the universe, talking to people. That's what we like. People are people. Don't ever forget that. There we are. Now I'm going to share in a group, guys, actually, just to let everybody know. So I'll pop it into a couple of big YouTube groups, let everybody know what's happening here. There we are. And I'll just share to that. That's it. Post that up. Fantastic. We like this. This is very important. So that's gone to a group, and then I'll also put it onto the big Scottie McClue Facebook page, if you're all right with that, and that should pop up beside you, and you can see it. Tremendous. We had a superb hour this morning on Facebook, Scottie McClue's Facebook Live. If you can catch this morning's show, because these are superb shows, we just need to get them out there. The people are outstanding. And that's what it's all about. It is the people's show. And that's why we're doing them during lockdown, so that you've got something you can say, I love the Scottie McClue shows, because there's not much on the telly, if we're honest about it. It's a pretty poor effort, really. I know everybody's in lockdown, television companies as well, and they've got to social distance, but it's still a pretty poor effort. You guys deserve the best. You deserve better, I say. Right, who have we got here? He's got 2080 Ti Super, says Verse. The King has joined us. He's using an old laptop, Scottish Pride. Link me, says Idnan. There's no need to Idnan, just take a note of it. Facebook.com/Scottie.McClue.9. So that's all. So you're just Facebook.com/Scottie.McClue.9. And there will be another one, Facebook.com/Scottie McClue. So there we are. Get that one up and have a good old look. Right. I am about to tweet. I am about to tweet. And what would you like to tweet? Shall we put a picture up for Scottie? And then you can tell us, and then we can tweet Scottie McClue live now. So if I were to put up a picture, there's one. Scottie, so I've got, I call it Scottie Kitchener because it looks like Lord Kitchener pointing at you all. So that's up, and we'll just put this up right now, and then we can share, you see, and you can decide who you want to share with. It's wonderful, isn't it? Oh, my goodness me. So, right, that's gone up there, and what I'll do, I'll take that stuff away just now, and we'll send this out. Are you ready? Right. That's that. Okay, guys, this is going out. So I hope you are all there for it. Whoa. Podcast. Oh, dear. So much on here. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And right, so I'll send that out. I'll send that out right now, and then people can come and join us live. That's what to do. Fantastic. Right. Link me. Scottie, have you ever been in a scrap? No, the King. Nobody would ever dare. I just don't have problems. You know what I mean? I don't upset people. And, nobody... Why? Who would? That would be silly. There we are. It's going to be a hot summer, says Ednan. So there you are. How old is your computer? Asks Scottish Pride. Are you asking me, or are you asking Verse? Scottie, I missed your stream on Facebook this morning. J-Dog, it's a belter. So please do have a wee look. Get the old earphones in and have a look tonight, something like that. It's over, Anakin. I have the high grounds. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Wonderful. These two are up to nonsense. Is that going to cause a certain issue? Says Idnan. What going to cause an issue? Verse, stop being a nuisance, says James Hasty. You underestimate my power. Verse, you will have zero power if we dump you. So stop your nonsense. Oh, excuse me, guys. Comfort break. Whew, it's warm in here. Fantastic. Am I being one? Yes, you're being a nuisance. Caitlin's on, says hello. Hello, Caitlin. Dinky-Doo. Don't try it, says Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's obviously got his lightsaber on the go. The force is strong with your father. Water shortage. How will Johnson cope with that? We don't want a water shortage when we need to be washing our hands with the COVID virus. COVID-19. Wonderful. Guys, I need shares. Everybody needs to share. Let everybody know what's happening. Dinky-Doo. Shall I see who's checked out the tweet? I think that would be rather good. There we are. Lovely. Some people have checked out the tweet. If you can retweet it, follow me at Scottie McClue on Twitter. Very, very important. Get that out there. You were the chosen one. I said you would destroy the sixth. I think you said not join them. Bring balance to the force. Don't leave it in the darkness. Right, I think we've had enough of that, Obi-Wan Kenobi. England. Idnan is in England. Are you in the south of England or the north of England, Idnan? Sean says, I will always keep up with the Scottie McClue. Never ever miss a second of Scottie McClue, Sean, or you miss a moment of life. There we are. And I do enjoy the ice cream, the 99, says the Green Goblin. Yes, have you ever had the nugget? So there we are, a slider nugget. Excellent. I remember going into the ice cream shop and it was so hot. I think she was just about out of it. And I said to the young lady, she said, what can I get you? I said, do you have a large split? And she said, no, I can only offer you 2 Whoppers or a Zoom. So there we are. So that was that. Guildford and Surrey, Idnan, I know it well, very well indeed. Yes, I have a lot of friends in Surrey. And I used to go down and see them in Surrey. And do you know Woking at all? Do you know Woking? And Guildford, I remember the cathedral. One of my girlfriends used to go to college in Guildford. There we are. What have we got here? I used to get something called a 2-ball screwball. A plastic cone with ice cream and 2 balls of hard gum at the bottom. Whew, a Green Goblin. You've got to watch your teeth, La. There's too many of them. What are we going to do? Rat-a-tat-tat for a pokey hat, says the king. Excellent. Lovely to have you with us. I'm just checking this tweet here, guys. Looks like it's going out good style. So we'll let that go. Wonderful, wonderful. Just doing a bit of sharing right now and letting everybody know what is happening. So there we go. But follow me on Twitter at Scottie McClue. Very, very important. I'll tell them all on my LinkedIn as well. There's about 10,000 of them on there. You forgot Master Skywalker. Right, Verse. Cut the chat or the two of you will be going. Okay, so Obi-Wan Kenobi and Verse cut the chat now, the Star Wars. Scotty will be confused with all the Star Wars references. Not at all a good pizza. I watched Star Wars when it came out. They are beat that. So Scotty is in the know. I've got my lightsaber around, you know. What do you make of the Dominic Cummings situation? Do you feel he should resign, or should we perhaps move on and focus on all the good work that people are doing? Well, I'm hearing all sorts of interesting things about this, that there's politics behind the call for him to resign and politics behind the call for him to remain. But it's almost unheard of for somebody to break the rules. I mean, the chief medical officer in Scotland went pretty well immediately, you know. What's on your plate, Scotty? Says the king. Which plate are we talking about, the king? Goo, says Idnan. Do you like that? Idnan is in Guildford in Surrey. We don't want to watch you sharing the stream, says a good pizza. Well, a good pizza, what can I do? Until I can afford to pay somebody to do all the sharing, and you guys should be doing it anyway. I'm afraid you'll have to watch me sharing the stream. That's what it's about. He's losing people because of it. No, I'm not, Verse. There we are. You're never, ever going to lose people because you're sharing a stream if it's the Scottie McClue stream. So there we go. Excellent stuff. I'm just telling you straight. Got to go for my dins just now. Don't know what's in the menu tonight. Bit of a surprise. Au revoir, J-Dog. Au revoir and merci, monsieur, for watching. Superb with your lunettes, if you've got lunettes. So there we are. Verse, what are we talking about? Just stop it. I'm going to put Verse into timeout, guys, I think. Yeah, we'll put them. So Verse is in timeout just now, and a good pizza's heading for that as well, just so they calm down. Do you miss being on Scott FM? Well, Sean Gowdy, I think we could probably have been on Scott FM, probably still, if we're honest about it. So there we are. I mean, somebody made a massive, massive boo-boo, a huge error of judgment. I'd spent almost 3 years building up an audience, 250,000 per half hour. So what's that over 3 hours? 6 times 250,000. All right? 6 times 250,000. So that's 1.5 million people per night were watching Scottie McClue. There are 2.2 million people in central Scotland. You do the maths. So almost everyone in Glasgow, Edinburgh, and central Scotland was watching Scottie McClue. Admittedly, you could get it down in the south of Scotland. You could get it up to Perth and Dundee. So you had that as well. So you could add a good few thousand on there, a good few 100,000. But, if you've got that 1.5 million every night, 5 nights a week, 5 million, and 5 halves, 2.5 million. So 7.5 million people a week were watching Scottie McClue, right? And in came a daft person and put a stop to that. So, thank goodness I have no bitterness or anger or bear a grudge or any of that, but it was the silliest thing I've ever seen or heard of, and it was nothing to do with me. I hadn't said or done a thing. So we could probably still be on Scott FM, and Scott FM would still be a radio station and be booming. Fantastic. But there we are. There's no accounting for these people. He's been taking 12 minutes to share his stream. A good pizza. I'm going to put you in time out. Yeah. I'm not having people being negative on here. It's my stream. If you don't like it, you get yourself away. Great pop-up on Facebook this morning, Scotty says, Fiona, absolutely. And fantastic. Great to have you with us. And thank you for all your sharing this morning. It was a goodie this morning. It was a belter. So there were a good number of people watching as well. Hello again, Scotty Dinky-Doo. You're looking like Grizzly Adams, says Shelby. Thank you, Shelby. We're always up for a wee compliment. There we go. Wonderful stuff. A good pizza's chilling away there. So is Verse. Fantastic. They've had it. So we just have to tell them not to cheek up. Sean Gowdy says, from this morning's chat, do you remember they sold Kojak lollipops at the ice cream van? Yes, they did. They sold amazing things at the ice cream van. Trying to think what else you could get. I'll tell you, we shouldn't talk about it nowadays, but you could get a single cigarette for, was it tuppence or threepence? You could ask for a single. Oh, wonderful. This is outrageous. It's unfair. Not at all. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're heading for time out because you're moaning. We haven't time for the moaners on here. So there we are. Can we get sharing, guys? And can we get liking? Can we get liking the stream? Thank you. Fantastic. Exactly. Versus back. I mind you made the paper with all the viewers you brought in. We did, Sean. It was huge. And there's an incredible amount of press still about with that. It was huge. It really was. Wonderful. 7.5 million people a week. Yes, Scott FM should still be going strong. The bosses who ran it made a mess of what was a great station. Well, you see, it was run by two ITV stations, and they knew all about showbiz and about running stuff, and they made a tremendous success of running radio stations after Scott FM had been sold on. So there you are. But I must confess, it just went right down the old Swanee. There we are. FM, yes, Scott FM. Shared the tweet, Scotty. Green Goblin, I thank you. It won't be a huge one because we didn't have a lot of hashtags. Because I didn't want these wee moaning minis there to say he's taking time to share. Do you think once the lockdown's finished, we'll have a new normal? Or will we just switch back to how we were before? Human beings are conservative with a small c, non-politically conservative. They tend to do what they know. But I suspect that just because of the nature of a virus, the unseen enemy, nothing will go back to the way it was. So people will have to think of new ways. This is a massive change for the world. I'm very interested. I don't necessarily support any of them, but I'm very interested in all the conspiracy theories. You know, do you think that there are people who run the world? Do tell. There we are. All I was doing was talking to Verse. No, that's fine, Obi, but you can go and talk to Verse in your own time. You know, get hold of Verse online and chat to Verse. This is Scottie McClue's YouTube podcast. All right. We're creatures of habit. There'll be no going back to pre-COVID, says Crafty Scott 100. I agree with you, Crafty Scott, sir or madam. That diamond guy, by the way, he says, yes, that diamond guy, great to have you all on, fantastic. Yes, there is people who run the world, the 1%. Do you think, Sophiana? Do you not think if there was that, Scottie McClue would be one of them? There you go, you see, with my big brain. Wonderful. I had a guy yesterday going, I'd never heard of your delusions of grandeur. I thought, what's grandeur about being clever? What's delusional about being clever? You know, it's just something you're blessed with. And you're a learner. Sir will do nicely, my lord. Ah, Crafty Scott. I shall call you Sir. Sir Crafty Scott, my lord. Correct, says John G. Top on, John G. Fantastic stuff. Guys, can we have more likes? Subscribe. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. A major part of watching Scottie McClue is that you join in and you are part of it. You know? I'm not in timeout. A good Pete says, yes, Obi, but I'll put you in timeout if you can't be sensible. So there we are. You should watch the Facebooks of the morning. I'm free, says a good pizza. Unban them. There we are, that diamond guy. They're out. They're out again. And hopefully they know how to behave. Comfort break. Oh! Quick swatch of the coupon there. Fantastic. And Verse is free as well. Yes, excellent stuff. But if you're wanting to have a conversation, you guys have a conversation somewhere else. Absolutely. A good pizza shouting on Verse to come and have a conversation. Right. I'm just going to share this, guys, on the LinkedIn. If you can all get sharing as well, that would be fantastic. Now, are you enjoying the new podcasts? Is it what you want? Can we change them? Because remember, you are the people, they are yours. It's as simple as that. And I can fit in. But the world does need to talk. And there's very few people doing what I do. So there you are. We just need to get the word out there. And I think it will be massive. A lot of people will come and join us. That's what it is all about, guys. Coming and joining us so we all get together as one massive happy family. And there we are. Right. I'm just going to, that's going to let that out. Good. That should be okay. And off we jolly well go with a share. I'm getting messages up here. If I don't respond to you, just remember that I don't have Messenger live on the device we're podcasting on right now. Scotty, you muted me when I talked. I did not verse. When am I close to timeout? Because you were talking to the others. Hello, Scotty. It's great to see another live stream. Hope you're doing well. Craigo, lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo, I say. Scotty, we need the podcast. No one else is giving us the opportunity to talk. Crafty Scott, you are quite right, sir. Nobody gives us a chance to talk. Would you just give us a chance? Do you ever remember when, if you'd had a light refreshment, stuff like that, you know, you used to be sitting there, you go, look, can you just give us a minute? There was a period, I can remember that. And I can remember a friend of mine, we'd stayed the night and I was down washing the dishes and tidying up. And he comes down and I was chatting away to him, bright as a button. And he goes, right, don't speak to me. He came out with that. He just was not coping. The soul. I say, the soul. Right, there we go. Okay, guys, that's it. We're just letting everybody know we are live now and that they can come and join us here on the podcast. Scotty, I bet you're on the dark side. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're sailing very close to the wind. You know that Scotty is on the light side. I bring the light, otherwise I would have a dark saber, not a lightsaber. Good evening, Scotty. It's Jerry and Cadder. Jerry, lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo, thanks for joining us. Please tell 10 to tell 10. Scotty, you're gold. So there you are. Thank you. Very much appreciated. And we've got everybody on here, that diamond guy, wonderful. More likes, please, guys. And has everybody subscribed? Can we get these? Like. We'll take a like break. This is where we need our like sabers. Have you ever fought anyone, Scotty? Not for a wee while, I mean. Come on. One of these. You know, absolutely. No. So there we are. Right, that diamond guy. That's enough. We don't mention names on here. You know that. So there we go. No. Most people do what they're told. Fantastic. Show me your lightsaber then. Yes, well, it's hot at the moment. So there we are. I didn't touch it. It's been on. I've been spreading so much light. The King, Dinky-Doo. Fantastic. And who else have we got here? Yeah, Good Pizza says, do you want to see? Yeah, show us your lightsaber, everybody. He's the richest person in the world, says that diamond guy. I am the richest person in the world. I just don't have any money. But I'm rich because I know you lot. So there we are. Wonderful stuff. Good. Well, it should be a bit dark there. The sleepover was fun, says the diamond guy. Scotty, it's great to see another live stream. Hope you're doing well. Craigo, thank you for that. Very, very much appreciated. We are doing extremely well. We just started podcasting with the new series on Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is podcast number 4. Fantastic. And my saber is blue. So there we are. Wonder blue light. There we are. The police will get you. It goes whoosh. Excellent stuff. Here you are. Yes, your lightsaber. You're a great whoosher of the lightsaber. Fantastic. Right, there we go. More likes, please, and more sharing. Guys, if you've just joined us from around the world and you're wondering what on earth's happening, you're watching Scottie McClue. And we are, of course, live on YouTube just for you, saying Dinky-Doo. I hope you were able to join us live on Facebook Live this morning at scotty.mcclue.9. Get yourselves on there. Follow me on Twitter at Scottie McClue. Follow me on TikTok. Right, a good pizza. There we go. What colors? What colors? Mine. Mine is magenta. Excellent. What's your favorite Star Wars film? I liked Alec Guinness. I thought Alec Guinness was absolutely outstanding. So there we are. Right, viewers, you're going to time out. That's enough now. That's it. And there we go. Verse is in timeout. Wonderful stuff. We're not going down that particular road. Verse is back in timeout, everybody. He hasn't quite got it yet. But he will. He will get it, you know. Right, as everybody subscribed, very, very important, we'll have a wee drink. What have you missed during lockdown? Do tell. Spill, I say. It's spill time. Live on Scottie McClue, live on YouTube, just for you. The one-stop broadcaster, the first lord of the internet, the world's most humble man, 3 big titles, which I hold with great pride and joy. Tremendous. Lovely to have you with us. Why is he in timeout? He was just being a wee bit silly. He just doesn't know where to stop. I like The Empire Strikes Back. Yes, absolutely. Verse done nothing. He done all sorts. There we are. It's not done, it would be did. I know, it's stupid. Absolutely stupid, Diamond Guy. You are quite right. There we are. She only said her saber color. I know, absolutely. Absolutely. There's no problem with that. But she was needing a wee rest. Wonderful. Everybody needs a wee rest from time to time. Going for a comfort break. Whoa. Whew, it's pretty hot. Ednan, is it hot in Guildford, in Surrey? Do tell us, I say. No, that you got muted. No, that's not silly. I'll be back in a minute, for goodness sake. Just needing to calm down. Needing a wee bit of time out. You've got to remember that this is going to grow and grow and grow. So it's not just about a few people, all right? It's about many people. Scottie McClue is not for the few. Scottie McClue is for the many. So there we are. So we say, Scottie McClue is not for the few, but if he's for any, he's for the many. There we are. The Revenge of the Sith. Can you dab? I can, the king. I can throw a few dabs, hit the dab, big style. I could do all that sort of thing. Dinky-Doo. Right, I need to tell more people that we are live, and so do you. So there we go. So we're on to it. We're on to it. Wonderful. And I'll tell some more people on Facebook, and they can come and join us as well. You've 14 viewers. Brah. Yes, the Diamond Guy, but what you don't realize is I have 467,000 viewers. So there you are. And remember, it's very, very early days. So you have to build these things up. People don't know it's on. That's when you've got to tell them. Yes? And I've got to tell them as well. And social media takes a long, long time to build it up. But I've been on it for a long, long time. So people will know what is happening there. Right, I'm just going to put this on, and we can let everybody know. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Good. There we go. Excellent stuff. So don't ever worry about, you've just got a few. Anybody that's watched Scottie McClue on Facebook, you might go out to a few hundred. In fact, let me tell you, I can tell you that when I broadcast on Periscope on Twitter, one had, I saw it last week, it had 467 live viewers, right? And now it's got 28,500 viewers. You see? Do you see how it works? That's how social media works. You should know that. You know, if you're a young person, you should know that. There we are. One of the great things about lockdowns, the fact we're not only seeing more of nature and learning to appreciate it. There we go. Hold on. I appreciate it where it sits, but we're actually stopping to look and to listen. Yes, You've got the blue tits and the robins. You need to walk before you can run, Scotty. Crafty Scott, I could not agree more. From Little Acorns, Great Oaks Grow. There we are. Wonderful stuff. I'm on the way, says Diamond. No problem, Diamond. So wonderful, wonderful. We don't mention names, the king. Just remove that. There we are. Scotty's the most famous man in Greenock. Fantastic. I can always remember they were very chuffed in Greenock that Scottie McClue was a Greenockian. So there we are. Yes, you've got to walk before you can run. Speaking about Kojak, there was a guy called Marshall who ran an ice cream van, and he was a Kojak lookalike. Fantastic. We like it. Yes. Can you backflip? Oh, I can backflip. Big time. I'll tell you where I could backflip. Have you ever heard of the Hector McNeil Memorial Swimming Baths? There we are. Will you unmute Verse? Verse is just calming down. He's in timeout. He can come back. Not a problem. Or she can come back. Is Verse a he or a she? Remember, a lot of young people take a wee while to understand how this live stream works. And they tend to just maybe step over the line. There we are. Your most valuable viewer, the Diamond Guy, of course you are. 91 think you lost Obi-Wan. So there we are. Wonderful. So not to worry about that. Will you mute us if we keep quoting Star Wars? Yeah, give it a bit of a rest, actually, and think about other stuff you'd like to talk about. All right? Because the feedback that I get, they say the YouTubes aren't quite as good as the Facebook because there's too many dafties on. And I say, yeah, but I don't actually mind the odd dafty. But if the whole thing just fills with dafties, then what have you got? You've got a load of dafties. And we want to talk about highly intelligent stuff. That's sometimes what we do is we have a late YouTube when the young folk are in bed. So am I too early going on at 8 o'clock till 10? Should I go on 10 till midnight and get less dafties? You see? That's what it's all about. And that would attract, because a guy said today, he said, I think I'll leave your YouTube to the dafties, Scotty, and stick with Facebook. I said, no, come and join us on YouTube, because it's by all the sensibles joining us, we balance up the dafties. There you are. But I wake up at 12 and go to bed at 4 a.m. Why do you do that, Diamond Guy? There you are. Is Obi-Wan a dafty? Obi-Wan can be a dafty. No, he's not the daftest. I've come on and you're talking about dafties on here. Are you talking about me? Gordon Robertson, you are the antithesis of a dafty. Wonderful. You're talking about the Royal Yacht Britannia the other night. Quite outstanding. People can't handle the educational chat. No, but they will do, I think, Sean, once they realize what it's about, you know? I think that's what it's all about. He's the second reincarnation of Jesus. No, I don't think I am, but I did tell you last night when I delivered a lecture and somebody asked, are you God? I said, no, God is far more important than me. So there we are. Wonderful stuff. Right. So chuck the Star Wars chat now. I think that's probably plenty. I want to talk about the Royal Yacht Britannia. I do not think she should ever have been decommissioned. I think that was a massive, massive mistake by the government of the day. And I think it was associated with politics of envy, a lack of understanding. Scotty, you said less dafties. It's fewer dafties. Do you know, I have to say you are the grammarian on here. You've brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to the chat. We have indeed. So there we are. I remember you had your fair share of dafties on the radio shows too. I think when you're so generous, giving your time up to chat with the public, you always attract a few from their padded cells. Yes, indeed, Green Goblin, the old padded cells. But let's get the chatting on to a more interesting foot. So there we are. Apologies for joining late, says Anthony. No, Anthony, you're very welcome. You never need to apologize. There are no penalties. right, for people coming late. There are no sanctions. If you come late, that's up to you. If you've missed a moment of McClue, that's your problem. Do you see what I mean? If anybody's got a problem with Scottie McClue, that's their problem. It doesn't matter. So there we are. I skipped a season. Right, Diamond Guy, that's enough of the chat, or you'll all end up in timeout. We're closing down the Star Wars chat as of now. That's closed. That has ended. That little luxury that you've all had has ended for now. Last night we spoke of radio in Scotland before Scottish television was the first commercial station. Was the BBC the only telly in Scotland? Yes. Oh. Up until 1957. So there you are. Scottish television was a little bit later. Boo says a good pizza. Pizza, we do not boo on Scottie McClue. Right? So there you are. It's unfair. It's outrageous. No Obi-Wan Kenobi. We've had enough. We don't want to ruin the whole stream by one subject. We talk about lots of different things on here. So there you are. Don't make them mute you guys. Yes, we will, and you'll be gone, and that'll be the end of that. So that's that sort of stuff. So don't be silly. Gordon Robertson says, HMY, Her Majesty's Yacht Britannia, is a wonderful ship. I've been on her 3 times. However, I think she ought to be on the Clyde. Do you think that Leith would part with the Britannia and we bring her back to the Clyde? And did you look up the Nallen? Yes, you did, Gordon Robertson. You told me you'd looked up the Nallen. I drank all the drinks on the yacht. Yes, indeed. Stream D says, fantastic. Stream fail. No, Scottish Pride, you're fine. There we are. We'll take that out, though. We don't want any of that. So there we go. Diamond Guy, fantastic. Wonderful. Dinky-Doo in Liverpool says the night shift. Dinky-Doo night shift. Guys, spread the word. Lovely to have you with us. Unmute Verse. No, Verse was silly. We're not needing Verse. You smell like cheese, Scottish Pride. We're putting you in timeout. There we are. That's a warning. Timeout, guys, is a warning. And you can actually disappear for good. So there we are. Nallen is gorgeous. Currently owned by James Dyson. Yes, Sir James Dyson. And what he did, what should have happened to Britannia, right? He put in diesel engines. Watery Leaf says, Scotty, lend me $1 million. So there, is that 1 million seconds of joy and strength? This went silly. He was saying lightsabers. Yeah, absolutely. So there we are. We'd had enough of that nonsense. So Gordon Robertson, what was saying, the Nallen was built for Lady Yule. And she was the widow of an industrialist, chemical industrialist. And she said, build me a yacht which can go anywhere in the world. So she was designed by G.L. Watson, who I think were in Hope Street in Glasgow. G.L. Watson, Naval Architects. She was built at John Brown's. And Mrs. Mack says her love and says, hello, thanks, Tony. So there we are. Bing Bright the night phone in. Peter Price has gone now. Yes, night shift. I was very sorry. I'd like to get in touch with Peter and wish him all the very best. A very nice man, a good colleague of mine for many years. Peter Price, Pete Price. Free speech says a good pizza. Yes, but there's a balance. A good pizza. Do you see what I mean? Free speech, absolutely. Lionel Richie says hello, says the Watery Leaf. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. Wonderful stuff. And, Pete, yes, he could ring up Lionel Richie. It was fantastic. It was wonderful. No, Lionel Blair. Sorry, it was Lionel Blair. Was very friendly with Pete. And Pete would ring him up on air when we were raising money for charity, for Cash for Kids, Give a Child a Chance, all that sort of thing. Superb. There we are. And I can remember going on, they got Scottie McClue to go up for the big one that the BBC do as well. Wonderful. Verse says, will not be silly. No problem. Sound mate, says the night shift. Night shift, it's lovely to have you with us. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. Everybody tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 about Scottie McClue podcasting live on YouTube just for you, but it's early days. This, you won't recognize this in a few years' time. This is night number 4. So we're just finding our feet. Children in need, absolutely, Jerry. Children in need, wonderful. Voice has been muted for 20 minutes. Good. That'll calm him down. 30 minutes, yeah, that'll calm him down. He needs to have a wee break. He needs to learn not to be silly. Can we have more likes, please, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, we need more and more subscribers. We need to get that up. We've got a couple of thousand at the moment. I think we've got 2,200. Favourite restaurant in Glasgow? Oh, stacks of them, Jamie Est. Stacks of them. Lovely. Had a beautiful meal in Koya's Cafe. So there we are. Wonderful. We want free speech. You've got free speech, Obi. All you need to do is not be silly. So there you are. We don't mind you coming on. The king's part of the dark side. Oh, well, we don't want you on here, the king. We just have the light. Look to the light, I say. Look to the light. Watch my eyes. Look to the light. Wonderful. There you go. That's what it's all about. No more fight. We want rights. Right. Okay, that diamond guy. Come on. We're all together on here. There's no disagreement. There's no discord. We're all together. So we are one. So that kind of silliness we don't have. See the light, says everybody. Absolutely. So there we go. So there's James Bauer on. See the light. Lovely to have you with us, James. Dinky-Doo. And I'm glad things are going well for you. Did you get my message today to pass on regards to all the gang there? Lot of friends in there in that particular department you were talking about. It's wonderful. Right. Going to do more sharing, please. Share. And if we have any negatives on, we'll just put them straight into timeout. So positive comments. I think the balance between free speech and abuse is when people slander and defame others. In other words, when people say things about others that damages the reputation without evidence. Well, of course, you can't do that on a broadcast anyway. Thank you. We'll pass it on. Do, James. Absolutely. Here's the wonderful Ian Quinn. Ian, you got a great mention on Scottish shipbuilding. There we are. Evening, Scotty. Mind Operation Dynamo, the sinking of the 1899 Waverley 80 years ago today. In fact, my grandfather was 18 when that happened. What about that, Ian Quinn? 80 years ago today. In fact, she was launched on the 29th of May, 1899, and she was sunk on the 25th of May, 1940. So she was sunk on her 41st birthday. Captain Cameron survived and brought the current Waverley out in 1947. A very, very brave man, John Cameron, and a very nice man. There you are. Terrific guy. Wonderful to hear that. I heard a recording of him talking and how tough it was when he was a young seaman. So there you are. All together now. Do you know who wrote that book, my good sir? What book are we talking about? Star Wars is not silly, you're silly, says a good pizza to everybody who's watching. So there we are. Yes, absolutely. So Operation Dynamo. So now it was Operation Dynamo. That was the code name for Dunkirk. Am I right? When all the small ships went out. And of course, my uncle, who was drowned, was killed on HMS Harvester when she was sunk on the 11th of March, 1943. Uncle Colin, lovely, lovely man. I didn't know him, but I do bear his name. And very, very privileged so to do. And if you'll watch the film Dunkirk, you will hear the Admiral order the Harvester back because she was new. Do you see what I mean? She was built in 1939. She's actually built for the Brazilian Navy, and then she was taken over. That Diamond Guy says, I'll unsub. No, please, Diamond Guy, feel free to unsub. That is not a problem, and it's not a threat we would respond to. So, feel free to do that. If Scottie McClue is not for you, you're better away doing something else. That goes for everybody. So there we go. And dislike. You can dislike Diamond Guy, but I'll have to put you in timeout. So there we are. Dislike. Right. Scottish Pride, you're going. You've gone. Diamond Guy, you going as well? Anybody else going? Do you think the right to conspiracy theorists should be deplatformed? No, I don't think it should. I think there should be freedom for all sorts of things. I mean, what the young guys are saying there, they want to carry on talking about Star Wars all night, and saying, do you remember we took it over and chatted about Star Wars? No, that's not what we do on here. So there we go. This is for everyone. This is for the whole world. LMAO, the Diamond Guy. LMAO, Diamond Guy. Just wondering what the difference between slander and defamation. I know one's about what you write and the other is what you say. Well, no, it's not actually. You've got libel and slander. These are the two, right? Libel and slander. Defamation of character is a different thing. So there we are. But you need to check these out if you're studying for going on the radio. Wow, says the Diamond Guy. Scotty, you had a fall from grace. So there we are. Why does Anthony write 100 words for every message? I don't know. It's what Anthony does. Freedom of speech. From my point of view, these Jedi punks are evil, says the king. I'm sure they are. Scotty, find a way to mute people instantly. No problem at all, but we do need to get the dafties off. Excuse me. Oh. 1-1 tonight, guys. That'll be going in the wash. Fantastic. There we are. Greetings from Turkey. Diva, welcome from Turkey. Lovely to have you with us. And the Bosphorus will be so beautiful tonight. Fantastic. How lovely to have you with us. Welcome, welcome. Tell everyone in Turkey about Scottie McClue saying Dinky-Doo and come and watch us. Join us on the podcast. We're brand new. We're on podcast number 4. Wonderful stuff. So there we are. Press Alt F4 and type their names to mute them. Yes, you can do it that way, I'm quite sure. Thanks, Scotty, says Tony. Not at all, Tony. Just filling you in. I like to teach. I will, says the wonderful Deva. Diva or Deva? How do you like me to say it? I like to get people's names right. And Turkey's a country I am very, very fond of. And I had a girlfriend who'd lived in Turkey. And she was doing a bit of work out there. Fantastic stuff. So there we are. So I must visit. But how would you like to be called? But share it right round everybody in Turkey. Do you have English radio stations in Turkey? Thank you for putting me right there. Not at all, Tony. No problem at all. Says Vus. Are you from Yorkshire? Anyway, Diamond Guy, execute order 66. A good pizza. Stop all that. He's back. Good. Hey up, my laddie, says Aaron. Aaron Dinky-Doo, lovely to have you with us. It will be done, Lord. Good. Right, that's enough of the Star Wars now. Any more Star Wars and you'll have to go. All right. So what was I saying, Gordon? What I was saying about HMY Britannia. She should never have been decommissioned. Of course, there are several radio stations in Turkey streaming. Excellent, Diva, because you have a massive population out there. I was quite humbled when I saw the size of the population in Turkey. And I would love to broadcast there. So there we are. Have you ever crossed paths with Richard Wilson? Jamie, sadly, I haven't. Richard's from Dunlop Street in Greenock. Wonderful. I think he was in what we called the steel houses. Is that right? Have I got that right? Was that Dunlop Street? And Richard Wilson was there, and he worked at Gateside Hospital. And my father used to look after a lot of the work at Gateside Hospital, and I used to go out with him. There we are. And Richard was in the lab at Gateside Hospital. He said he used to examine the poo to see how people were. And then, of course, he became a wonderful, famous actor. And he lives in London now. So in Hampstead in London, I think. So the Diamond Guy, no. Sorry, Diamond Guy, not funny. We'll just put you, we'll remove that. We'll leave you. We'll not put your time out. Why did you ban Scottish Pride? Because they were talking about Star Wars, and that's banned just now. We've had enough. There we are. Obi-Wan Kenobi, we're going to put you in time out as well. J-Dog's back. Hello, Scotty, I'm back. What was for dinner, J-Dog? Do spill. Tell everybody. So there we are. Aaron Magnolia. Yeah, we'll not have that actually, Aaron, to be quite honest with you. Jamie Wilson, so there we go. I've always wondered what by gum means in Yorkshire speak. I don't know where it would have come from. By gum. So I had a wonderful time. Lived in Yorkshire twice for many years. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Inside, removing the comments now. Getting tough on the Star Wars mob. So all gone, boo. You're not allowed to boo. Good pizza. We're positives on here. There we are. So that's gone. I agree. Britannia should not have been decommissioned. But if you were to see the engine room, I think you'd change your mind about her having a refit. No, well, I think from a point of view of economy, diesels, but steam is by far the leading means of propulsion. And the Nallen was steam. And how the Nallen came to fame, Edward, when he was the king, took Mrs. Simpson on the Nallen. And they went for a cruise. And when Mrs. Simpson saw the Nallen, she said, I realized what it was to be royal. The Nallen was beautifully white, everything white, with her great bowsprit. And Edward would be able to take the wheel at the bridge, I think, probably, and steam, beautiful steam yacht. The only problem with a steam engine, it is hugely inefficient, even when it's fully condensing. You know, that's the thing. It's a very inefficient means of propulsion, but it's a beautiful means of propulsion because it's smooth and quiet. And a turbine steamer, the Britannia will be gas turbine, is that right? So there we are. Fantastic, but just beautiful. And as I say, the little lay shaft that goes absolutely to zero, the little rev counter when she stops, so beautiful. There we are. Right, so there we go. Let us talk about what we want. Yeah, but I don't want you taking over the stream, good pizza. Do you see what I'm saying? This is where you need to just have a wee grow up. Scottish Pride didn't speak about Star Wars. Inside, you're going, you'll never be on again. There we are, not having that. These are negatives. You're giving me negatives. You're arguing with me. And we're not having it. All right, so there you go. A homemade Chinese chicken dish sort of thing. Very nice, J-Dog. Did you have fried rice or boiled rice? People have been banned for speaking about stuff they want. Inside, gone. Right, there was stop. Know when to stop. I hate Star Wars. So glad you're banning them, says the National Socialist Party of Quebec Province. Right, there you are. Welcome. Justice for Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's had justice inside. Don't be negative. So there we are. So don't be putting this. Just remove that comment. There we are. Yep. Wonderful stuff. So let's have some sensible chat. It's treason then. Good pizza, you're going. I'll put your time out. It's quite like you, but you're being silly. There we are. You made Obi-Wan cry, Scotty. No, stop it. You're in timeout. There we are. Right. Have you ever heard of a ship called the Titanic? They made a movie about it with Leonardo DiCaprio. He survived to tell the story. I love Titanic. It's a fabulous movie. It's more of a love story, isn't it, really? Wonderful. Right, that's enough, guys. Yeah, J-Dog, tell Enzi just to calm it because he's actually in danger of going. HMY Britannia was the best ambassador for Great Britain, apart from Waverley, of course. If you saw Britannia steam anywhere in the world, and this is what the left-wing government, well, they weren't left-wing then. New Labour was quite right-wing, really. That's why they were allowed to get into power, because this country loves to have a right-wing government. We've only really had 2 or 3 Labour governments, to speak of. We had a national government under Ramsay MacDonald and that stuff. But this country panics. Look at the state they got into when they thought Jeremy Corbyn was going to win the election. What a state they were in. So the money people like to run the show. Do you know what I mean? So socialism panics them. I mean, socialism as such, we know that communism doesn't really work. And we know why. And I can explain that to you. But socialism, Scotland is essentially a socialist country in the very highest, purest, well-meaning sense of the way. And it's a strange in a way that the party is called a National Party, because they are a national party, but nationalism is not the best thing, to be quite honest with you. But Scottish nationalism is the antithesis of English nationalism. Very, very interesting, that. So there you go, guys. Afternoon, Scotty, says Beetle. Hello, Beetle, welcome. Fred Dibner got interested in steam engines. Works of art they are. I mean, there's a museum in Greenock called the Watt Library and the McLean Museum. The McLean Museum and the Watt Library. And it's a lovely place. And as a young person, I felt so privileged to be able to go there and see. And they had the Watt Library had a collection of very old books. And they had one right going back. Now, Ian Quinn, you'll know this one. It's a very, very old paddle steamer book written by a captain. And they had a copy in the Watt Library, and I got to see it and read it. And as a tiny, I felt so privileged. When I was about 8 or 9, I used to go along to the Watt Library on a Saturday morning and read books. Start of the big knowledge, tremendous. But I'm trying to think of the title of it. It'll come back to me. And it's a very famous book. And it's about paddle steamers. And it's absolutely outstanding, tremendous. Half-boiled rice and half noodles. We love that, J-Dog. Thank goodness for free speech. Free speech means we're free to agree or disagree with others. Always good to hear from other people's point of view. Do you agree? Yes. I mean, it was interesting, everybody criticizing the British Prime Minister the other day for saying he would only take questions on certain things. And people said, no, this is the start of it, I mean, that's where I think Trump has gone a bit wrong. Enside says, I might stop watching the stream. Good people are being banned. Used to love the stream. Enside, the stream is fabulous. You need to sort yourself out and be positive. Stop moaning. There we are. Verse. Off you pop. Go on. P.S. Waverley. I only want people on here who are enjoying themselves. P.S. Waverley. Gordon Robertson sends 4 love hearts. Loving it. So there we are. What have we got? Oh, Verse. You're going to have to go. Right, Verse has gone full time, guys. Cross the line. You'll never hear from Verse again. All right. Scotty, you're the reason why. Beetle, certainly not having that. Shocking. Right, Beetle's heading for, Beetle's gone. We'll never hear from Beetle again, so there we are. Excellent stuff. Right. Okay. Wonderful stuff. Right, there we go. What do we got here? If you don't like the sort of amazing stream, just stop watching. Enside Zero. Absolutely. Just stop watching. Just go. It's not a problem. We don't mind. We only want people watching if they want to watch. We don't want any moaning. Not acceptable. So any negative, off you go. Alexander Graham Bell, the greatest teacher in Greenock Academy, was indeed 1876. I think, was it Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone? Where would Scottie McClue have been without Alexander Graham Bell? And I seem to remember Alexander Graham Bell was from Paisley, and he taught in Greenock Academy, the old Greenock Academy, which I remember very, very well, which opened in 1855. Fantastic stuff. Wonderful. A classical education. Fred Dibner brought steam to every household. Brilliant explanations of how much steam meant to Britain. Huge. We had him aboard Waverley, a superb character and much, much missed. I'd love to have met Fred because I was down in Preston and Fred was around at the time, but I didn't manage to get him into the radio station. I used to do a lot of big interviews on the radio at night. Tremendous. So there we are. Superb. I would like to be, I think it would be, yes, might have been scrapping the Britannia. Yes, absolutely. So we'll not say that, though, Gordon, just in case it wasn't. All right. Wonderful. But yes, we don't want that kind of leftyism. I have to say there's a limit. But what people didn't realize, like the whole monarchy, it's very, very good for Britain. And Britannia, made billions of pounds. Trade deals were signed on board Britannia. She toured the world. And also the Queen loved her. And the Queen should have had a say. She should actually have said to Tony Blair at the time, no, you're not scrapping Britannia. Forget that. Otherwise, I'll dismiss my government and take back absolute power. Hi, Scotty. If you ever get a chance, they have steam-powered cruise ship in Queenstown, New Zealand. Absolutely fantastic. Lots of love from Brisbane in Australia. Mike S., you deserve the hat. Right, Mike S., the hat's going on as a mark of respect to the fact that Mike S. has joined us from Brisbane in Australia. So there you are. As Brisbane, was that not the home of Macquarie? There we are, Macquarie from Mull. Fantastic, there we go. Right, Marcus, I've got my jackaroo on as a mark of respect for you. Anybody that comes on from Oz gets the jackaroo treatment. I think it's fabulous. I send big respect to New Zealand. I send big respect to Australia, to Perth and West Australia, to Sydney. It's wonderful. And New South Wales, fantastic. Everybody out there. Ayers Rock. So there you go. So I'm wearing my jackaroo when I get a job out at the big sheep farms. Tell me, do tell. Let us know what's happening. And love to everybody in Oz. Fantastic. Right. That's it. The treatment for Mike S. from Brisbane in Australia. Whoa. Do you like the jackaroo, guys? Was that good? Quick costume change. Nothing gets past me. So fantastic, Mike S. Ian Quinn, the wonderful Ian Quinn. Ian, you got a tremendous mention on the shipbuilding site. They were very grateful, and I said I was very privileged to have you on my live stream, which is the case. So there you go. Fantastic. Quite fantastic. More likes, please. And can everybody subscribe? I noticed after last night, very few people had subscribed. You need to subscribe, guys. That's how we build. All right? So please get subscribing. Tell 10 to tell 10. Share this. In fact, I'm just going to share it right now. Let everybody know what is happening. Big style. And I'll send it out to a group. I'll send it out to the Scottie McClue group. Tell them that we're live now. Scottie McClue fan group for fans, discussion, and debate. Excellent stuff. There we go. Right. Remember, spot the boss, Scotty, says the Watery Leaf. He says that was a con. It's very often at the top of the stadium. I remember going to the ferry in Belfast with Mrs. Mac. She was nervous about being in a ferry. So I went to sit in the cinema. Guess what film they were showing? Titanic. There's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Verse done nothing. Well, exactly. Verse done nothing. Verse has nothing to worry about. Brah, says Obi. Yes. So there we are. Fianna, Prince Andrew's a good ambassador for Britain. No, Fianna, that's your training. You have been brought up to think that monarchy is not good. And monarchy is outstanding for Britain, you know. Okay, it may not, it's had its ups and downs over history, but Scotland suffered in the same way. So, you know, it's been tough on Scotland, it's been tough on Ireland, but, you know, we did have a battle, and the Scots were very violent to themselves, as were the Irish. So you've got to remember that. But Fianna, you need to study the monarchy, you need to get the chips off your shoulder, and you need to stop all this, I don't have any time for that, you know, because that's you with a tiny mind, and I think you've got a big mind. There we are. So don't make your mind too tiny. Don't do everything that you were told, because I don't. I see everything from all sides. So there you are. Scottie McClue is very, very highly respected right down in the south of Ireland. Fantastic stuff. Why don't you come and do your broadcasting from here? I used to love these streams, but now you're banning us. Right, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're going. Obi-Wan Kenobi's gone. There we are. Anybody else wanting to go? Why would you do this, Scotty? A good pizza, you wanted to go? There we go. Excellent. And wonderful stuff. So come on. You need to behave. Just ban NZ0. Is that the one that's causing all the trouble, J-Dog? J-Dog, why would he be banned? We done nothing wrong. Well, stop spamming negativity. Stop going on about it. Just watch or go away. There we are. All we did was talk about Star Wars. Yeah, but you talked about Star Wars for 40 minutes. You talked about me sharing for 12 minutes. And it's negative. Okay? Just stop. How's that spam? Right, a good pizza. You're going to have to go. I'll put you in time out. A good pizza. The New Zealand steamers, the Earnslaw on Lake Wakitipu. Porcari Cariana. Wonderful. Justice for right, a good pizza. Stop it. I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to put a good pizza in timeout because I'm not having this. So now a good pizza, you're in timeout, but you know that's that. Justice for verse. No, forget all that. There we are. Okay, that's gone. I agree, says FSGS. Quite right. Get these people out. It's supposed to be a podcast, not a Star Wars movie. If you want that, go to the Sky Cinema. Absolutely, J-Dog. And, you know, it's for people who have got something to say. If you want to discuss Star Wars, phone your pal up. That's what to do. Just phone them up. So they are. Scotty, are you Osama bin Laden? Certainly not. He's dead. Were we just chatting about the beginning to pass time? Yeah, no, but come and chat to Scottie McClue and all that sort of stuff whilst he was sharing. Yeah, but I know we're going to be sharing anyway. It's the nature of fact. I'm just going to share again. There we are. It's the nature of what we do, guys. We share. That's how we grow the streams. Okay, you need to realize that. That's how we grow the streams. It was Titanic, Scotty. I know, that's what I said. Yes, said that, Tony. Bruce was telling you something, an offensive symbol. SFGS, off you go. Into timeout for a bit. Calm yourself down. So, Inside Zero, a good pizza. If I don't stop talking, I'll get banned. You will, Inside, yes. Not Scotty. Okay. Right, Inside, you've gone. Okay, Inside Zero's gone, guys. You never hear of them again. So that's that. There we go. Enough of the Star Wars. You're told. So there we are. Here's Thaxel. Hi, no, sorry. You failed, Thaxel. So you're gone as well. Wonderful. If people are banned or timeout, can they still watch? I think they probably can, Gordon. I don't know if they can hear anything. Let us know, guys, those of you who are banned, if you can still see the stream. But we don't want that chat. You get fed up with it, Gordon, and the young people, they don't seem to realise that that's not what we're about. We're about positivity. We're about people enjoying themselves. They're spoiling it for other people. They're so busy partying on their Todd. They're spoiling it for other people. You know, and we don't want that. Right. How are we getting on? Have we shared and shared? Lots of sharing. Lots of likes, Guy. Bless you, Scotty. The towns in the bush are slowly recovering from the bushfires. Now the COVID pandemic 2020 is proving to be challenging. Mike S., it's heartbreaking what's been happening to Oz. And the koalas, that broke my heart as well, these wee guys. And the people that rescued them and got them water. And the people that lost their houses, their homes, their cars, everything. I hope the insurance companies sort that for them. And is the place looking just charred? You know, I mean, Sydney looks such a beautiful, beautiful city. I didn't get, when I worked with Scottish Opera, I didn't get to Sydney Opera House, but I would love to have done so, but I'll get there someday. I believe that you've got room for some chat show hosts in Australia. So there we are. Should I come to Oz? Let's have a party now. The Star Wars people are gone. Yay, J-Dog. Well, I'll give you a tune. I called on Skype, so total disgrace. Yes, you did. Scotty, the book you referred to is Clyde Passenger Steamers by Captain Williamson. You're 100% correct, Ian. Go directly to the top of the class. Do not pass go. Now, was that Captain Williamson of Williamson Buchanan, the steamers? Was it the same one that, you know, what about the £30 Inverclyde Brown bin collection charge? Very strange. We'll look into that for you. No, Scotty, let me speak before you ban me. I feel it's unfair you banned just for saying someone had an offensive profile. No, stop arguing. I feel it's unfair. If it's unfair, don't watch. Say, no, I don't watch Scottie McClue, he's unfair. Okay, that's what to do. Don't come on and moan. So there we are. I'll remove your comment. I won't ban you. You've got this guy here has got an offensive title in your account. If you've got an offensive account, then you've got to go. Okay, so what's the title of your account? Absolutely, very, very important. Okay. And we'll just remove all that stuff. Good. Excellent. So when you're naming your account, think, is this offensive to other people? All right? And get it right. So we need to raise our game. Sorry about that, but we're not about the lowest common denominator on here. This is quality. This is big talk, educational talk. Great stuff. That's what it's all about. That's what we like. Hang on. So what you've got, Ian, when you're talking about steam, you're talking about the Industrial Revolution, which started in Greenock with James Watt, hence the Watt Library and the Watt College. And the old Watt College was a nautical college, so you could learn about shipping in Greenock, down at Dalrymple Street there, beside the old fire station, tremendous William Street, the corner of William Street. And is it William Street and Dalrymple Street? Is that Dalrymple Street still? Or does it change? So there we go. Does it change? When did it become? Where's Rouen Street? When did that start? But anyway, what I was going to say to you about the Industrial Revolution, before that, I teach a lot of English literature to international students. And we very often cover the fact that we study things like Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. And what you'll find there is these were written around the early 1800s, 1815 type of thing. So what was happening in 1815? We just had the Battle of Waterloo. So 1813, the Battle of Leipzig, 1815, the Battle of Waterloo. And the money was all in the countryside then, because that was the agrarian Revolution. 1806, the Battle of Jena. Yorkshire, the centre of the wool industry. And of course, Lancashire, the centre of the cotton industry, spinning and weaving. Big, big money. And we exported so much woolen goods and leather boots. So that was that. So places like down in Northampton, right? They made shoes. You know, they were great for making shoes in Northampton. It was cobblers to Northampton. So you had that. And then, of course, the Industrial Revolution changed everything. And the steam power came in. And remember the Luddites, the people that used to smash up the new steam machines and the new looms because they didn't want to lose their jobs in the cottage industries. The March of the Blanketeers, all that sort of stuff. The Peterloo Massacre. So they were not arguing. They were trying to start a conversation since it's a podcast. You're talking podcast. No. You're arguing with me again. So there we are. So you'll have to go. That's that. Well, I've been watching while all that's going on. I think what you're doing is wrong, banning people. There's another one. Total disgrace. You've gone. Okay. Excellent stuff. Right. Not a problem. So any moaning, guys, remember, you go. Lifetime ban for moaning. J-Dog, you haven't been watching the whole time, so you don't understand why it's unfair. It's not unfair, no. So no, you're going as well. If it's unfair, then we don't watch. Simple as that. Scotty, I'm simply asking you to unban Kenobi. You've gone. Hello, says J-Dog. Excellent. Hello. Ignore the cheeky wee bans, says the king. Absolutely any moaning, king. We are not wasting people's time with moaning. You know, I mean, folk have been dying of COVID virus. We've just had a gentleman on from New South Wales saying all about the bushfires in Australia. These are serious things. So I'm not having some wee bams on arguing, wasting our valuable time. This podcast will build and build and build. It will get bigger and bigger. You all need to tell everybody about it. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 about Scottie McClue podcasting live on YouTube. Just for you. Mega discussion on here. My goodness, I can't believe how quick the time's going. We've been on for over an hour and a half, and you haven't had a tune on the box. Can anybody tell me if you're banned, can you still watch the stream? That would be a bit frustrating, isn't it? Sitting watching, you can't comment because you've been an idiot. Oh, dearie me. What do we think, guys? We tune on the old button key. Did you like that? We tune on the button, keep an audience for you. Just to cheer you up. I can't believe we've only got half an hour left. So there we are. The Dafties wasted so much time at the start of the podcast. Shocking. Tut, tut, tuttity, tut, 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 I say. Right, guys, can we have more sharing, please? Everybody shares. Everybody shares. Into the big groups, let everybody know what is what, that we are live with the podcast on YouTube. And of course, what you're able to do, you can watch afterwards and pick all that up. But a lot of you have managed to get a mention tonight. The wee bams, that's a good one, isn't it? The wee bams have to go. Right, where are we sharing? We're sharing to, there we are, popped it out. Onto some big groups as well. If you can all share, Ignore the cheeky wee bands, says the king. It's the very same Captain Williamson. Amongst the skills and great foresight was the syndicate behind the King Edward in 1901. Now, am I right in saying, Ian Quinn, that in 1896, Charles Parsons put his turbines into a yacht called the Turbinia, experimentally? And that was kind of what spawned the King Edward. Now, did he also have the Duchess of Argyll of 1906? The King Edward was 1901. And was there a Queen Alexandra in 1902? She was obviously King Edward's wife. And then there was the Duchess of Argyll in 1906. There was the second Queen Alexandra that became the St. Columba in 1912. I don't think there were any turbines built between 1906 and 1912. And then I don't think there was anything during the First World War. So the next turbine would be the King George V in 1926. Am I right? The next one would be the Duchess of Montrose in 1930. The next one would be the Duchess of Hamilton in 1932. And the next one would be the Queen Mary in 1934. Then am I right in thinking that the Marchioness of Graham in 1936 was also a turbine steamer? But the Marchioness of Lawn was a paddler. The Marchioness of Lawn would be called after the Marchioness of Lawn, who lived in Roseneath or Inverary Castle and was married to the Marquis of Lawn, the son of the Duke of Argyll. Because Queen Victoria had ordered her daughter, Louise, she'd commanded her to marry Lord Lawn. And I believe the story goes that Lord Lawn was actually on the other bus and that Louise was in love with her sculpture tutor. But just a thought, that's the story. But Louise didn't die till 1939, if I remember right. And they lived in Roseneath House. And Roseneath was known as Argyll's Bowling Green. And she also was Princess Louise of Princess Louise's Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders, who had been started by Campbells. Well, there we are. There's a bit of gent. Now, am I right in that, Ian? You must tell me. So there we are. Brian Lockett's just joined us. Looks like I missed something. I just tuned in. Brian, there is no punishment for tuning in late, but if you miss a second of Scottie McClue, you miss a moment of life. Very silly thing to do. Scotty, the places affected were mostly the small towns or villages along the coastlines. The rural firefighters are the real heroes. I saw we got some of them in our news here. Ordinary people volunteering to protect their communities. How fabulous. And were there big aircraft scooping up water? I think I'm right in saying that there's an aircraft, I think it's a Russian aircraft, called a Mars, and they're used for firefighting because she can swoop low over a lake and scoop up water and then go and spread it on a fire, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing to be doing. And I know you probably had helicopters tipping water on the fires. Goodbye, Scotty. Take care and see you soon. J-Dog, you are a top man. Dinky-Doo. Play the song, Scotty. No, I've just played the song. You can watch, says Gigi. Excellent. So you can watch. If you're in timeout, you're just banned from talking nonsense. Good Pizza's back. Fine, that's okay. Hi, I'm back. Play wonderful. I don't know what's going on there. Was that dedicated to Jenny, says Brian. Since we can't talk about Star Wars, but reasons, can we talk about cars? Yes, of course we can, a Good Pizza. Listen, the only problem with the Star Wars was it went on too long. You got carried away and you were talking to each other. You weren't talking to the people watching the podcast, you see? And as I say, the podcast will grow and grow and grow. It might take a while. One has to have faith. If anyone can help, I badly injured my knee and it's stiff and painful. What's the best way for it to heal? This old Mac's getting old, I hate to admit it. What you might want to do is rub some ibuprofen gel on it. If you're not allergic to it, do check first. But some of these pain gels are very good. I had a terrific pain in my back last week. Just trying to stretch it regularly. Just try and stretch it regularly, says GG. Excellent stuff. It's Obi-Wan here. No problem, Obi-Wan. Is he banned? No. Only a handful of people are banned at the moment, so there we are. Fiona says, can you play the Star Wars theme on your organ? No, Fiona, I don't know if I could actually. I think that might be a step towards madness. Verse was mine and the diamond guy. There we are. Excellent stuff. So on to cars. Cars are fast. Buses are fast sometimes. Planes are fast as well. Very good. Excellent stuff. Scotty, what's your thoughts on helicopters? Very good. Very interesting. Do you know that the helicopter was actually, there's a helicopter design by Leonardo da Vinci in the late 1400s. The man was a genius. I remember sitting in school, and I think we were primary 5 at the time. So what would I be, 10? And the teacher said, she was teaching us about Leonardo da Vinci, a lovely, lovely teacher. And one of the finest teachers I've ever had. And she said, Leonardo da Vinci is a genius, or was a genius. And they think that these people only appear every 500 years. And I was counting on my fingers, 500 years from Leonardo da Vinci, and I thought, bingo. So that might be a reason for Scottie McClue's genius. So I think Scottie would be rapid on a bike. I used to go down the steep hill from Reservoir Road on my bike. So there we are. What do we got here? Hello, McPoo. So there we are. No, we don't like that. We'll remove that. That's a bit cheeky. So wonderful. And we'll remove that too. Okay. Wonderful stuff. What have we got on here? So there we go. Now, Turbinia was a hit at the Royal Review in 1897. Was the Fleet reviewed in 1897? King Edward, Queen Alexandra, Duchess of Argyll. Yes. Atlanta, the Glen Sannox, the KGV, Montrose, Hamilton, Mary Graham, and St. Columba, ex-Queen Alexandra. Yes, because the first Queen Alexandra went on fire, but I believe she was sold to the Canadian Pacific Railway, and they rebuilt her, refitted her as the Princess Patricia. And a lot of people adored the Princess Pet in Canada. There we are. Thanks, Scotty. Enjoying Mrs. Mac looking after me. Don't tell her that. Wonderful stuff. How did you come up with Scottie McClue? Everybody comes up with Scottie McClue. Brilliant name. So there we are. Wonderful stuff. That's what we like. A good pizza. Wonderful stuff. Welcome back. Right. What is the time? Oh, my goodness me. I can't believe it. We've got about another 5-10 minutes, guys. Let's use it well and wisely, I see. Oh, and remember to tell everybody about the stream and tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 about Scottie McClue live on YouTube just for you, Dinky-Doo, to every single one of you, the world's top broadcaster. There we go. The first lord of the internet. There you go. That beats your Star Wars, doesn't it? Fantastic. Whoa. Right. Here we go. Right, we can't see that, guys. Stop. GG. Stop. There we are. Remember, we don't talk about that. We're live on a worldwide YouTube. My goodness me. There we are. Welcome, everybody. If you've just joined us, you're watching Scottie McClue. We are live streaming on YouTube just for you. We're here each weeknight, 8 o'clock sharp, through until 10. and we talk, we discuss. And fantastic, because it's global, although the numbers are quite small at the moment, they will grow. From great oaks grow, from little acorns, great oaks grow. Remember that one. Nearly got that wrong there. From little acorns, great oaks grow. It's the heat. The heat. I'm going to pass through the heat. What I was going to say to you, make sure you share and share and share and share. And some of the negative people we had on earlier, we don't want negative people. We just don't want them. The world is too tough a place at the moment for that sort of argy-bargy. So the positives. Where did you get your cat from? Hogs of Fife. There we are. Excellent stuff. I did show everybody last night. So Hogs of Fife. It's fresh. Yes, we like it fresh. There we are. Everything should be fresh. Fresh chat. I'm going to do some more sharing, guys. You can all share as well if you would like to. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Very, very important. Just get that one. Good. There we go. Right. Video. That's what we like. Video. So I'm just going to share on Reddit, guys. I think that's quite important. Wonderful. There we go. And off we jolly well go. Lovely. That's great. And, okay. So that's something wrong with that, I think, actually. All right, fantastic. Good, that's up. We like that. Excellent. Right, just a bit of sharing going on there, guys. Very important. Looking forward to going in the radio tomorrow morning. There needs to be more talk on the radio. Too many stations just play back-to-back music all the time. Music's important, but I'd rather have talk. Well, talk is the way ahead, Tony. Do you know what I mean? Radio will always do very well, but there's lots of changes in it, of course. So there we go. Fantastic. And what have you. So now, guys, just remember that if there's any more talk in Star Wars, I will have to just ban you. Okay? So that's just a bit silly. And we don't want to spoil it for other people. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So no, radio will always do very, very well. But what I'm doing right now, Tony, that is the future of broadcasting. And obviously, I'm knocking on a bit now. I wish I had this when I was 20. And we would have built it up. But fantastic times. I mean, I don't really have anything I need to prove to anybody now because I've gone out on all the major markets on very, very big radio stations, as we say. Whoever's idea it was to change Scott FM was just a massive error of judgment. It shouldn't have been allowed, but that's obviously what they did, you know. Wonderful. And when I look back, I can remember they brought in a public relations company because they knew they were making a mistake and they wanted to see if there was any way it could be mitigated by the public relations company. And I was sitting outside in the radio station watching this meeting going on through a glass window because it was a glass office. And they had the PR company in and they were trying to say to them, look, is this going to drop us in it, you know, and of course it did. They had to sell the station. So there we go. Right, but that's what it's about. Wonderful. Right, GGGG, you've gone. Sean Gowdy says, I only listen to the radio for characters like yourself. Yes, it's interesting, Sean, because although I say it myself, Scottie McClue brought a massive number of new people to radio listening. You should get yourself LED lights. You're not getting the heat off them. They're sold specifically for people doing webcam and broadcasting stuff. Gordon, I have LED lights. I can show you one, I think. Can you see that one? Oh, there we are. Can you see that? Wonderful. No, I don't know if you can see it there. So there's that. I've turned it slightly. Can you see that now? So that's the LEDs there for that, but I've got other lamps on as well. I think that's quite important. How's that? Is the lighting better when we do that? Is the lighting quite good? What do we think of the lighting, guys? So there we go. Right, and we're not having complaining, remember. So you got to go. There we are. Right, remember, if anybody comes on and complains, they go. We don't want any negativity. So I've had to ban maybe a dozen people tonight because, why can't we, you know, no good. Not what podcasting's about, not what people want to hear. So there we are. Hello, says a good pizza. Hello, a good pizza. Nice to have you with us. There we are. Thanks, Scotty, for the Steamers chat. More if you're on tomorrow. The Waverley organisations appreciate all the support for Waverley and her return to the river. Please give them all my fondest regards, Ian, and if there's anything I can do to help to facilitate Waverley's return to the river, I would be delighted. They are excellent stuff. Do let everybody know. Fantastic. Why was I putting time out? A good pizza, your morning. There we are. You've gone. Right. We're not having any of that. I like your hat, Scotty. So, Sean, I thank you, Sean. Very much appreciated. There are what a terrific heat. Oh. Right. Would you like a tune on the pipe organ? I ask you, are we having a tune on the pipe organ? Let's let everybody see. Tremendous stuff. Woo! Right. Tell everybody about the podcast, guys. We're building. Fantastic. So there we go. Wonderful. Wunderbar. A wee tune on the pipe for you. Marvellous stuff. We like that. Good, good. I turn round again. And I think, my goodness me, we're out of time. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's podcast. Do tell everybody about it right across YouTube. Share it with all your gaming communities and say this is now the place to chat in the world. Okay, world famous, world's top broadcaster, first lord of the internet, world's most humble man, and this has become the place for ordinary people to meet and chat. Okay, so spread the word, tell 10 to tell 10. Very, very important. Get the messages out there, I say. I like your hat, Scotty. Where did you get it from? Hogs of Five, Sean Gowdy. There we are. Tony says, Scotty, thank you for another great show, as always, very entertaining and educational. I'm not being paid to say this in case anybody's wondering. Good night and God bless my radio friend. Good night and God bless you, Tony. Fantastic. Go for it, says Sean. Scotty giving it loud in the organ. Thanks and cheerio for now. Brilliant. Good to chat, Scotty. What time are you on tomorrow? Tomorrow's Saturday, Gordon Robertson. Do we podcast on a Saturday evening? We shall find out. So there we are. We shall find out. We'll see what's happening tomorrow. Remember, this is just brand new. This is the start of the podcast. And this is number 4. And we're now going to upload it to YouTube, and people can go on and partake. They can fill their boots. How about that? Fantastic stuff. Have you ever been on the Sir Walter Scott on Loch Katrine? I've seen her. I've waved her goodbye on a Saturday night with, some people going on for a good time. A belter of a tune. Good night, Scotty, says Brian Lockett. I thank you. A good pizza says, Sir, no problem at all. Good pizza. Lovely having you with us. We've only got a couple of minutes, so I'll just say cheerio to everybody if you want to have a shout out. Appreciated very much, Scotty, and a great ambassador for great things. We want the best for things. We want people to have a nice time, Ian. We want people to appreciate things in the way that you appreciate so many good things. Have you seen my Twitter DM yet? Yes, I have. It was very nice. Thank you very much. It was a lovely card. Yes, a good pizza. Absolutely. No problem at all. That's it, guys. We're going to have to dash off now. And as I say, tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. Share and share and share. Follow me on Twitter at Scottie McClue. Follow me on TikTok at Scottie McClue. Follow me on Instagram, Scottie McClue 1. Get yourself onto the YouTube channel. Very, very important. And before you do, what are you saying, a good pizza? There we are. Before we go, come on. You've only got seconds before we go. Get yourselves on there. Will you unban my other account, a good pizza? I'll think about it. So we'll have a think about that, good pizza. We'll see what is what, because there's been 1 or 2 very naughty people on here tonight. They know who they are. They know they've been naughty. They know they've overplayed their hand. So we don't have any smut. We don't have any moaning. We don't have any negativity. We don't do any of that. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. I'll sing you the goodbye song. Are we ready? Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir and a cheerio. Can't wait for the next one, Scotty. Dinky-Doo. I'll play you the goodbye song. Are we ready? Right, the goodbye song coming up right now. Fantastic, there we are. Couple of wee wrong notes for you just to chortle over. Good night, folks. Dinky-Doo, and from me, Scottie McClue, stay fabulous, stay safe, look after yourselves, stay at home, stay in, please take care, because remember, coronavirus is the unseen enemy. Enjoy being you. It's a lovely thing to be. Good night, and ta-ra! I have to go in from this angle.